These are all before pictures.
These are all after pictures.
Well, you got really great people.
Yes.
I would have tried harder.
Welcome to Couch Surfing, the show where wonderful guests look back at their big roles, their little roles, and everything in between. I'm here with Fred Savage. Fred!
Hi.
Hey!
Nice to meet you,
Nice
Lola.
to meet you, too. Let's see what's on, shall we?
I'm very excited to be on the couch. Yeah, let's do it.
All
Let's do
right,
it.
let's do it.
It's really neat in here.
Oh my gosh. This was the Twilight Zone. They brought back the Twilight Zone in like the 80s. And that's Lucas Haas,
That is right.
who's part of DiCaprio's crew. He had to pick one of us, and he picked Lucas. And I remember the director was a guy named Gus Triconis, this old school director, and had the worst language.
Oh, really? He
Would
was a
swear-
foul mouth?
Oh, like a sailor
Really?
he was. Oh, yeah.
Had
yeah.
you heard that type of language before?
Not so directly to me. I'd heard it, obviously.
Wait,
but
Gus cursed at you?
not at me, but like he just, like he was very, like he was just old school.
All right.
He's dead. Just it's not fair.
You know what this is.
Now, none of
Grandpa,
those people are
Grandpa,
me.
Wait.
Oh, there I am. That's me. I was probably 10 there.
You were definitely 10 here.
Yeah.
But it
And
sounds like you were a pretty precocious child, so you must have understood the significance of this film.
well, no. I mean, at the time, that movie was not like a popular movie. You
It
know?
wasn't.
No.
No, it wasn't. But
was-
just being cast in a Rob Reiner film and flying to London and working with Mr. Columbo, I'm sure your
Yeah,
parents broke that all down.
He
for
was
you.
awesome. He
Yeah,
was
okay.
awesome. Peter Falk was great. And even years later, when I was on The Wonder Years, and he was doing, like, they did these Columbo mysteries, they did these movies, like, when The Wonder Years was on, they brought, Columbo back, and I would see him at all these ABC events, it was on ABC, and he couldn't have been nicer. He's just the warmest, best guy.
We've had a few people on the couch give us their Peter Falk impersonations. Do you have one?
When he would enter a room, he'd walk in, like, kind of rubbing his head, and he was looking for his mark. I mean, I don't steal his move, but that, to me, that is quintessential Peter Falk.
Up next. Okay, so that's your real life brother.
That's my real life brother,
And your father is played by Daniel Stern.
who's the narrator on The Wonder Years.
That's right.
I just feel like when I watch that, like, it just feels like summer to me. I remember I had a really fun time that summer.
You know, this film
I ate a
is
lot of Subway. First time I had Subway.
the Subway sandwiches?
Yeah.
Oh.
What other Subways do you
I
eat?
don't know. Wait, we live in New York. I was like, is this like...
That was a lot of work that you did to get there. The shortest distance would be a sandwich.
Maybe the idea of Fred Savage eating something as pedestrian as a Subway sandwich I mean...
Well, that's super judgy. What do you have for lunch? Fancy pants?
I haven't eaten because I had
okay.
to get into this dress for you.
Oh, well, I'm sure the Coco van will be great that's waiting for you backstage. But in this mini mall by my hotel, which where normal people eat, there was a Subway and a Penguin yogurt place. Penguin yogurt, not like the animal.
Wow.
That was my diet that summer, and I thought I'd never had either one of those things, and I thought it was awesome. I still have Subway. I love Subway. I used to have the app on my phone.
No.
Yeah, dial it up. I could be anywhere. You pull that up, boom, it's waiting for you.
Welcome back to Couch Surfing. I'm still here with Fred Savage. Fred, shall we continue?
Let's keep going.
All right.
Maybe this wasn't such a good idea.
This is a show called The Wonder
Coming
Years.
up here.
I was working at a kind of like a Catskills summer resort at the end of this season. And I think we were breaking up or just getting back. She looks like she has breakup face. So maybe we're breaking up there.
Breakup face.
Yeah, kind of like sad, but not really. I've seen that face.
How many other young gentlemen did you beat out for this role?
They came to me after they saw me in this movie. They sent me the script and they said, "We'd love you to take a look at this role and consider this part." And I was young, I was little, so it was really my parents that were like, if we do this, like this could really change our whole life. And so they went back and forth, on it for a long time.
They
and
struggled with the idea of,
are we gonna
because if
uproot-
this hit, this
in
could-
success, what could that mean?
Right.
You know what I mean? My mom told me that my dad was like, if we see this on TV and some other kid is doing that part? Like, could we live with that? And they're like, no. So we went to LA, I went with my dad. We flew out and met the people that wrote the show. And then I got that job.
All right.
So you're the...
Whoa. Who's the girl? Because she doesn't look that familiar to me.
I think that's Michelle Williams.
agent
No,
Okay.
wait, she's the other one. She's one, what are the Destiny's Child?
Kelly Rowland?
Yeah,
Okay.
no, wait.
No.
That's Beyonce Knowles.
Oh.
I don't want to get, guys, I'm funning because I don't want the Beehive to come after me.
They're coming for
Yeah.
you.
No, I love
They're
Beyonce.
coming for you.
And let me tell you, this was the day after all those Grammy nominations, their first time out. And it was like a big cake for her, and everyone
Really?
sang. Oh, yeah, it was crazy. And then years later, my kids and her daughter go to the same school in Los Angeles.
Wait, your kids go to school with Blue Ivy?
Yeah, that's right. And so took me a
Drop
while
that.
to go up to her. At one point I was like, hey, I'm Fred. We did this movie together, and she goes, no, I know who you are. She's like, I saw you here at the beginning of the year, and I just didn't want to come up and say hi and bother you. I'm like, Beyonce? Bother
sorry.
away!
Oh my
Bother away! And she and Jay are like great parents. They're active parents. They're at school. They're out there having picnics, on the field, the blanket, and they're great parents.
All right, up next.
I can't decide between French fries or onion rings. Get them both. How about you, Manny?
So you've directed more than 200 episodes of television.
Yes.
And you're widely regarded for your single camera comedy work. I mean, when did you realize that a life behind the lens was also for you?
When I was on the Wonder Years.
Really?
I remember I was so interested in the camera, and it was so cool, and why one director, if you have like a 2-page scene in the kitchen, why one director would choose to do it in, 2 shots, and another would need 6 shots, and how those choices affect the final product. I was so interested in that. And this episode is actually this was my first episode of Modern Family. And they had just won the Emmy for Best Comedy, and I was so terrified. I was like, what am I gonna do? Like, what do I have to bring to this show? Like, how can I add to this show?
Well,
Like,
how did you get past the nerves?
there's a lot of times in my directing career where, like, I, not literally, but like psychologically, I'd like slap myself in the face and be like, you're the director. Like, whether you want to be or not, like, you're here. If this is what you want to do, like, you have to get over yourself and do the job.
What were you surprised to learn about Sofia Vergara?
I was so taken, and still am, by her craft as a comedian and an actress. She's incredible. And I only think like last year she knew that I was like a director and that my name was Fred. And like I feel like she just exists in this world that I don't penetrate. Like, I'm not part of it.
Up next,
You don't think I can win?
Dean,
The Grinder.
seriously?
You'd rather have Claire run this than me.
That's The Grinder. I hadn't acted in a long time.
Yeah,
I
you
was
hadn't
focusing
been.
on, behind the camera.
Yeah, is acting something that you had decided you no longer wanted to do, or it just wasn't at the forefront of your life at that time?
I feel like show business and I decided together that it was time for me to not do that anymore.
That happens, though.
And so I was like, I'm gonna focus on that, and then show business was like, great, cool.
Got you.
We're
No,
okay with that.
I get that.
And so they sent me this script for the pilot. A friend of mine was one of the executive producers on it, and I said, I'd love to direct it. It's great. He goes, no, this isn't for you to direct. This is for you to be in. And I was like, oh, that's not what I'm doing right now. I'm not focused on it. And my wife was friends with his wife, and their daughter was friends with my daughter. And so my wife was like, we're gonna see them for years.
Yes.
Just don't be such a jerk. At least take the meeting. Like, don't say no. I mean, at least take the meeting and be a sport so we can be friends with this very nice family. And I'm so glad I did it. The biggest takeaway from that was I was so happy to learn that there was like still kind of a place for me at the table. That was the best part about that.
All right.
You talk about being naked a lot. I mean, you have to be
I
confident in
need
yourself.
you to
Like,
give me the elevator pitch of this show because it's very meta.
Yeah, so-
it's an after show
About a show that doesn't exist.
to a fictional show
That's right.
called The Flare.
That's right.
But you're conducting real interviews
Yes.
with real celebrities.
That's right.
That is
Tiffany
indeed
Haddish doesn't
Tiffany
get realer.
Haddish.
That's the real Tiffany Haddish.
And you're asking her legitimate questions.
Basically, it's kind of our way. We wanted to find an interesting way to get into kind of a traditional late night talk show. You know, you can only talk about something that doesn't exist for so long,
Right.
and then it just becomes kind of a regular late night talk show. We have a house band and a co-host, and we have guests on. We go do kind of remote comedy pieces, but it all kind of starts and centers around this fictional show.
Could the Flair actually become its own show?
100%. And people have been asking us a lot about that, and that makes us feel so good because the whole show is built on the foundation of the Flair. So we wanted to make the Flair feel real. And the fact that people are buying into it and talking about that makes us so, so happy.
Fred, thank you so much for surfing by. What Just Happened airs Sundays on Fox right after the Flair. See you next week on Couch Surfing. Bye.
Bye.